Hello there, this is James, and you're watching Tixee Live. And a very good morning to all of you, and all of you a very happy Thursday. In today's program, I was going to talk about a particular topic, which I will still talk about, but we do have some breaking news, which is huge, and I'm going to start with that. It's a huge breaking news story. But before I get into that, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence. And of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out of the way, let's get started. So we have breaking news, which literally has just happened within the last couple of minutes. And that is the Bank of Japan has intervened into the FX market. This is the first time they've done this since 1998. And on the back of this, we've had a huge collapse in the dollar yen and dollar weakness across the board. And like I say, this is breaking news. It's literally just happened within the last 10 minutes. So let's go straight to see where the dollar yen is at the moment. This is a huge collapse because yesterday, beginning the session before this announcement, the dollar was pushing higher to a new 24-year high against the yen. It was actually trading around 145.84. Okay, and then all of a sudden this has happened. Now, those of you who have watched my program, we've talked about the dollar yen, and we talked about how it's been in an uptrend, and we said the only way it was going to change was if the Bank of Japan intervened. And like I say, they have now confirmed, they have said they haven't intervened in the FX market. So this is why we've seen a massive collapse with the dollar against the yen. If we look at on the daily, okay, we're dipping below that trend line now. So does this mean now we're going to have a complete change in direction for the dollar yen? But it's not just the dollar yen which has benefited on the back of this. We've actually seen dollar weakness across the board because of this as well. If we have a quick look at the euro, okay, which was under an awful lot of pressure after yesterday's Powell's press conference, and obviously the Fed interest rate decision, which we talk more about in a minute, because this was going to be the topic of today's program until we've had this breaking news. You can see the euro has managed to bounce back a bit as well. And in fact, so is the sterling, the cable. This is reacted positive for the sterling. So we are seeing a weaker dollar in general across the board on the back of this. And like I say, this is literally just happened in the last 10 minutes. And even gold has benefited greatly on the back of this sudden announcement. So yeah, yes, even gold is benefited. So we're seeing a weak dollar across the board on the back of this announcement. And like I say, if we go back to the dollar yen, we've been talking about this for a long time. Okay, the only way this was going to change, okay, change the direction is if they intervened. And like I say, they've intervened for the first time since 1998. So like I say, this is a story which is going to be developing because it is brand new. This is massive. And now we need to have a look again. Like I say, it has the trend finally finished, because it is the other interesting thing, of course, don't forget, today we had the Bank of Japan interest rate decision, and as anticipated, they did nothing. They didn't raise interest rates. They haven't hinted at any change in monetary policy. So literally, they then suddenly decided to drop this bombshell on us and intervene on the yen's weakness. So like I say, this is going to be more to watch and more to develop as the day continues. But anyway, like I say, this is breaking news. Like I said, breaking news. BOJ, Bank of Japan, finally, after possibly dropping hints for months, finally, they pull the trigger and intervene. And like I say, we really need to keep a very close eye on this now to see if this has broken the dollar yen trade, or this is going to be just a really key knee-jerk reaction. So anyway, there'll be more developments on this throughout the day, no doubt. So anyway, sorry I had to start the program off with that. I know this program was supposed to have a different topic, but like I say, this is breaking news, literally just happened within the last 10 minutes. This is why I rushed on as quickly as I possibly could to share this information with you. But yeah, anyway, let's carry on what we were going to talk about, which of course was a rehash, a rehash of what happened last night. And yep, the Fed basically is going to continue its aggressive fight against inflation, as we knew this anyway. There's no going about this. We all anticipated this. I knew this. I know the market likes to keep pretending that the Fed's going to be gentle at some point. And yes, they did raise rates to what they expected, what the market expected, which was 75 basic points to 3.25%, which is the highest level since 2008. Like I say, the announcement, it brought a little bit of action on the market, initially downwards, but then it recovered. It was all about the press conference, in my opinion. I said this yesterday, and I did say it's really what they say to what they do, and that was true, because when Powell started to speak, obviously the market then went into new lower levels. Obviously, these levels have changed on the back of that breaking news announcement from the BOJ. But this is what Powell had to say. Okay, he said, "My colleagues and I are strongly committed to bring inflation back down to our 2% goal." We know this. He keeps saying this. I'm surprised the market ignores this all the time, but he keeps saying this. He says, and carry on, "We are focused on getting inflation back down to 2%. We can't fail to do that." And this is what he also went on to say, okay, which is a bit worrying. He says, "I wish there was a painless way to do that. There isn't. We need to get rates up to the point where we are putting meaningful downward pressure on inflation." In other words, he knows he's preparing everybody for painful times, Because like they said, they're happy to slip into a recession to bring inflation down. They're dedicated to this. No matter what. And despite the job market may soften, they're happy for the job market to soften. They're happy for that. But, he's saying prepared because in his mind's eye, there is no other way around it of bringing down inflation other than driving the economy into a soft landing recession. He thinks he can achieve a soft landing recession. Anyway, Fed officials now see the fund rates rising by 4.4% by the end of the year and 4.6% by the end of 2023. And like I say, obviously, a lot of things have changed since that breaking news with the Bank of Japan, what they just done in the last 15 minutes. But initial reaction, like we said, there was a slight fall, followed by, a reaction, followed by up, but then new lows after the press conference. On other news today, it seems to be all about central banks today. It really does. S&P raised rates by 75 basic points, ending negative interest rates. Because and Bank of Japan were the two major central banks who were in negative interest rates. Okay, negative interest rates. Now it's only BOJ, but BOJ can still do stuff, which is just as exciting as we can see what they've done today. So it's they've raised it down to 75 basic points. Here's the thing: it was slightly priced in, and obviously, I think there were some Swiss bulls out there who were anticipating a 100 basic point rate hike. So it was 75. So anyway, let's have a quick look at the Euro Swiss as well, because that's been a big mover today. That's been a big mover. Let's have a look at this. Let's look at this move on the back of the S&P announcement as well. Absolute skyrocketed. Euro was under an awful lot of pressure against the Swiss franc, was trading around 0.94705. Okay. It's now since skyrocketed above, now trading around 0.96604 on the back of the S&P announcement. Like I say, the 75 basic point rate hike was priced in. I think there was disappointment because there was anticipation of a potential 100 basic point rate hike. And this is why we've seen Swiss weakness against the euro. Swiss weakness against the euro. The euro gaining a lot of ground back against the Swiss franc. So what else? Okay, so here's the question. And this is what else is building up today, which is going to be, like I say, already so far today, we've seen a lot of volatility. S&B driving the market. Bank of Japan intervening for the first time since 1998, causing an awful lot of volatility. There is something else to come today. And this is the question I have to ask. The Fed has done 75. The S&B is now done 75. Even the ECB has raised rates by 75. Now it's over to the Bank of England. And Bank of England interest rate decision is due today at 11 a.m. UTC. Now, anticipation, because don't forget the UK is fighting inflation of 9.9%. Don't forget, the anticipation is for the Bank of England to raise rates by 50 basic points. Many people think if they were to do that, they would consider it a dovish move. And I can't believe we're in times now. We're living in times now where a 50 basic point rate hike is considered dovish. I can't believe that. So really, I think there's a lot of hope whether the Bank of England will follow the Fed, will follow the S&B today, will follow the ECB. So because this could be potentially a key event, and obviously we know what time it's happening, I will be doing a watch-along of Bank of England interest rate decision. Obviously, I'll go live, usually when I do watch-alongs, 10 minutes beforehand, so we can talk about it first, look at a few potential scenarios and levels, and then we can watch the announcement unfold. So please come and join me. That's 10:50 a.m. UTC. So that really is the main event left this week, lest we get any more surprises, lest any more central banks decide to intervene in the FX market. But yeah, we've also got EU manufacturing and services PMI tomorrow, but it's really been overshadowed by the main event, which just happened in the last 20 minutes or so. The markets, as they currently stand, FTSE in the green, 0.46%. DAX currently trading slightly negative in the red, negative 0.63%. And US stock 50 currently trading at 1.08% higher. But like I say, Bank of England, big event to come. But like I say, at the moment, the market is really, let's have a look again at the yen. Holy, look at that. Look at that drop. My Lord. That is one hell of a drop. That is one hell of a drop. This is going to dominate the day. I know Bank of England could be a big indicator for the sterling, but look at that. My Lord, it was trading. Look at that. Trading at 145.83. They intervene, and it's now trading at 140.78. That is massive. That is absolutely massive. Massive, massive move. And let's have a look. Everything else is benefiting. Weak dollar across the board now. And we've had such a strong dollar. And it takes one central bank to change everything. Wow. Okay. Well, like I said, I'm a bit gobsmacked by that. And like I say, this is breaking news. Literally, it's only just happened. So it's going to be a story which will unfold throughout the day. But anyway, we've got another story. Like I say, do come along and watch me for my watch along. The Bank of England interest rate decision. I'm sorry, I think this is going to be overshadowed by the BOJ. But still, I think the sterling has an interesting story to talk about. I really do. So please come and join me for that. Don't forget, you can ask me questions anytime you wish, or simply say hello. Simply say hi. And we'll share your opinion. I mean, are you surprised as much as I am? You know, I am surprised they finally intervened. But I'm surprised they just suddenly announced it after the Bank of Japan press conference and an interest rate decision. You know, I'm surprised that they hold off that long and this dropped this bombshell on us. Because usually what tends to happen, okay, when a central bank does a big move, they have to share it, or it's polite to share it with other central banks so that they can position themselves in case of high volatility. So I wonder if the BOJ let the Fed know they were about to do this. It'd be interesting to see if they gave them the heads up about their action. But anyway, let's see how this story develops. Don't forget, if as there's no questions at the moment, if you think of a question later, put it in the comment section, either on YouTube and Facebook. I will see them, and I will reply to them next time I go live on air. Okay, like I always do, which of course will be later today at 10:50 a.m. UTC to cover the Bank of England interest rate decision, and again back on again today later at 2 p.m. UTC to discuss the US Open and the US session. And obviously talk a little bit more about this development today coming out from the Bank of Japan. Like I say, discuss a bit more about that and see, if there's any further developments on this. So I will be talking about that again at 2 p.m. UTC. If there is no questions, not a problem. Don't forget, if you're watching me on Facebook and you enjoyed this little video, by all means, give us a follow. If you're watching me on YouTube and you've liked this little video, subscribe if you like. Hit the notification button so you know next time I'm going live. If you liked this video and you found it interesting and you put up with me, my over-the-top enthusiasm, especially with the breaking news, I got really excited about that, which I can't help because I love the markets. Give me one of these. It's nice to know that you like what I do. I can see that I got a couple of likes and a love heart already, which I really appreciate. It seems I really appreciate you all guys coming along to watch me. But anyway, till next time, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research and do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.